Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Inhabit Mars channel. Hope everybody's doing great tonight. Actually recording this a little bit early. It's just barely after 5 o'clock in the afternoon here, so it's not too bad for me. I've been working on this one for a couple of days, and this is actually a Gigapan by Yuri Kono, and we're going to take a look at this Gigapan. This is a pretty interesting one. There's a lot of things in here that don't just look like rocks. And when I get into this, I think you'll be able to see. Now, he's already marked some stuff over here. And we'll take a look. Actually, those I haven't got to yet, the ones that he's marked, but here a little closer we found some items over here that we're going to look at. Here's one that's marked. I don't know what this is. Somebody mentioned it looks like a whale bone, but I honestly looked up a bunch of whale bones and I couldn't match it up to anything. What it looks like to me, I'll be honest, is like a porta potty or something. One of those, you take on trips or something. I don't know. There's something in the back. There's a hole in the middle. It's kind of round in the front. I mean, I don't know. It looks like it's sitting on something. We went ahead and modeled that. And then right behind it, this thing looks like a medieval shield laying on its side. You can see these cross beams on it on the front, and it's not very thick from what it looks like. So we'll take a look at that object. What else did I find? A couple of things over here. This thing, if this is a rock, this looks like a hole in it, and it looks like it has two round dials or something right here. The shape of it, it's rounded on each front corner for sure. It goes across and up at a almost 45-degree angle, then across and then up again at an angle and then across. There's something on the top, and then like I say, this big hole in it that it looks like it's hollow in there. So that one's hard to tell. And by the way, there's a bunch of hollow rocks in this image. So could it be a rock? Maybe so. But it just doesn't look like it by the shape. And then you have this thing right here, small little item. But then this is probably what I call a porta potty was like the first thing that I noticed. And this thing was the second thing. This is like an egg-shaped object. If you can imagine an egg sitting on its sitting flipped over, that's what this looks like. And look at the texture on it. At first, I thought maybe NASA, retextured this, but I don't think so. The texture actually looks like it's on this object. Pretty darn good. If they retextured this, it's a pretty darn good job. And it's two different colors. And I'll show you that in our model also. And then there's a bunch of stuff sitting in front of it. But the shape seems to be egg-shaped. If you can see it right here, it comes up and over. Here it reaches what would be the bottom of the egg if it were sitting upright. And then it comes around down the back. And then we lose it behind these several objects here. And there, by the way, is a lot more in this. I've got other pictures that I've been working on. And look at this thing. If this is a rock, it's also got a hollowed out part that's cut at 90 degrees. Okay, it comes across, turns 90 degrees and goes down. And then this one's actually perpendicular to this one also. And like I say, there's several hollow rocks. This, I think, is two different rocks actually butted up against each other. Let's see. But I found several hollow rocks in this. And are they rocks? Probably. Look, here's another one. And that one comes across, turns 90 degrees, and it actually has it. It's kind of like the other shape that we just looked at, but there's that one. There's several in this Gigapan that seem to be hollow. Look, there's another one. It comes up, turns 90 degrees, and goes back down like it's hollow in the middle. I forgot to check to see if you can see where my cursor's pointing. I hope you can see that. I'm working with one monitor, so it's kind of hard. But, yeah, this is... See, here's another hollow rock. That white one right here in the middle. I should have screen capped that and got into it. I think I have it on a screen cap somewhere. But the one that I wanted to work on, this is what I was going to show you. This is Perseverance Sol. Oh, wrong image. Why is it not letting me look at it? Okay. Let me just check. Yeah, okay, we're looking at it. Okay, so this was found by the real Jimmy Roberts one, and I know it's Sol 1144. Where is the zoomed in one of this? This is the one I'm still looking. Oh, there it is. Okay, this is not the zoomed in, but in this image, and he even used AI to clean this up because you can't really see much in this one. But that's like a glass jug right there. I'm going to try to put that in the middle of the screen. And you can't really get any closer, but he actually used AI, and he's got a whole process, and I'll put a link to his video too. And I've been looking for the original image, and I haven't found it yet. But that's a jug, and this I've not cleaned it up or anything. In fact, I'll probably I don't know how clean I'll be able to get it. We'll work on it, see what we can do to get that one. But I'm still looking for the original image on that one on the NASA site. But all right, so let's get into our model. Hopefully I do this. Like I say, I'm working with one screen, so it's gonna be fun. Gosh, okay. So let's go down to, what's this one? There we go, and seriously, come on. Okay, do I not have Blender up? Okay, bear with me a second. Okay, yes, we're in there. Okay, we are here. So let's take a look at this. And like I say, there's so many hollow rocks in here. You know, you can look almost anywhere. This one I think is two different rocks. One's facing kind of at an angle going away from you, and then the other one is almost perpendicular to it. And we've got several objects in here. Let's start with what I call the porta potty. Let's grab this. Let's move it on the Y. So I don't know if this is part of the same object down here, but you see this goes, it's got an elbow in it right there. It looks like a plate on the bottom of this. But if you look at the bottom of the object, this actually looks like it's sitting a little below it. So this may be a piece, oops, I didn't mean to do that. A piece of, like these flat rocks. It might be a piece of that is sitting on. And you can see that this thing is hollow in the middle, and this is pretty well round. When you look at the shape, my shape almost matches it. It's pretty close. Now there's some erosion you can see, but if we turn this and look at this the right way, you'll see that this is, it's a round hole. All right. And this thing does actually it comes across and angles down towards the end. I can show you that back in the picture. Comes across, angles down, and then straight across. I mean, is it a porta potty? Maybe it's a portable sink? Maybe these are where the water would come in. I don't know. Maybe it's just a rock. Could be. Hard to tell. But it just doesn't look like a regular rock. And these, of course, these corners are rounded. And it definitely looks hollow in there. Then I saw this thing. This was cool too. Do I have the lighting on? No, I don't. Here, this is with the lighting on. This might make it a little easier. Let me see. And it's not really going to help on that, but just give it some texture. You can see the texture a little better. Okay, so then next there was this rock. Let's grab this. And I'm going to move it to the right. Okay, so this piece was sitting here, and it looks like it's on skids. And it's got this like, what does that be? A trapezoid shape, almost pyramidal shape. It looks like I gotta shorten the top a little bit. Just a little too long if I have the angle right. It looks like I have the angle right. But this is what this piece looks like. So it's kind of like this here. And could it be a rock? I don't know. I mean, oops, I didn't mean to do that. Butterfingers. But there you go. That's kind of what that looks like. You can kind of see it's got these like skids that it sits on. Don't know what it is. Could just be a rock. Anything in here could be a rock. If I hadn't said it tonight, which I don't think I have, I'll try to say it on almost every video. I'm not trying to tell you what this stuff is, just what it appears to be. And we can't know until we get people on the ground there. Now this thing looked pretty cool. This looked like a medieval shield. And let me move him over to the side. And I don't know why the texture's lighter right here, if it's a different material or what, but you can see these cross beams going across. There's one going almost parallel to the ground, and this one just about perpendicular. Oh, excuse me. I'm still yawning, and it's not even that late. And then, of course, it goes into this hill where all this rock or rubble or whatever it is. But it's not very thick. You can see the lines in this. And it's not too awfully thick. So I don't know what this thing is exactly, but this is kind of the shape it has. Oh, yeah, and it does have that cutout. You can see underneath it, although I think I needed to bring this down closer to here. I'm trying to do this in a hurry because I got two other projects I'm working on. What's up, pumpkin? I'm recording. But this is the shape that it has right here. Basically, I mean, I'm sure it's not exact. Oh, this came off of it. I thought I had them attached straight to it. Alright, go to the room, sweetheart. So there you go. That's what I call the medieval shield. And it's pretty interesting. Like I say, if it's just a rock, just the symmetry that's in here is pretty darn good. So I don't know. Of course, you be the judge. What else do we have? I'm gonna get to that egg in a minute. Excuse me. Oh. Here's this little thing, and it's sitting amongst debris. I don't think any of this is rocks, and I'm sure we could ask Chris over at Mars Anomalies and Beyond. I'm sure he would tell you he doesn't think these are rocks. In fact, there's a couple places I think he would take some time and burn through them to see if the sand texture is really sand or if there's stuff hidden underneath the sand. If I remember... Quiet and go. I'm on recording, I told you. And so this one is, ooh, it's so hard to see. Just a little piece. It looks hollow in the middle. And it's kind of square shaped with rounded corners. And then it looks kind of rounded on the bottom. And it's sitting behind rocks. But here's what this kind of looks like. So, oh God, is that going to be... Okay, yeah, you can see down in there. So it looks hollow in the middle. And it kind of has this shape, rounded at the bottom. And it kind of flanges out at the top. The corners even look rounded. I mean, it's hard to tell, but, you know. But you can see the shape of it. You can get the basic shape. And like I say, is this a rock right here? I don't know. That looks like some sort of debris. This all looks like debris. It doesn't look like regular rocks. It'd be great to see if Mars Anomalies does a video on this one. This would be cool. Or if he has, I hadn't seen it yet. All right, this piece. This thing, I don't know what to make of that. It looks like some sort of machine. Computer, cash register. I don't know. Martian cash register. I have no idea what this thing is. So I'm going to take off the texture on this one. And I needed to do this ahead of time. I should have put this in matte cap. Where is it? Matte cap. And put it on this one. Now let's give it some shadow. Cavity. Don't need X-ray mode. Okay, this is just so we can see it a little better. So this is kind of what it looks like here. Okay, what I need to do is take off the subdivision. No, solidifier I have on it. Oh, I think I applied it. All I have is a solidify one. Okay, no problem. So, but you can see this thing kind of goes across, comes up, across, comes up, goes across. And we'll go back to the image in just a second. It's got these like little dials on it. I don't know what these are either. And then it's got like this hole where something has just punched through it. Like something fell on it and it was hollow and it punched through. So let's go back to this. Let's go back to this one. Oh, God, it's so dark. It's hard to see either way. But see that hole right there? Big old hole in it. And then those little, what looks like dials. Actually looks like a lever or something up here. But if there's a lever, it also goes into this piece that kind of goes across this top section and curves around right there. So I don't know. But it looked like a lever. Maybe it's a slot machine. I think that's what it is. But anyway, there you go. And you can see those rounded corners. Both sides and the front. Pretty cool. Okay. Now, let's go to the egg. Okay, I showed you that. So this one, just for ease of doing this, I went ahead and just textured it with the original texture. So I added some bump to it. I was going to add displacement, but I really don't think we need it because we could actually displace this area in here and up here. But this thing, I don't even know what to make of it. But it is an egg-shaped object. I don't think in this case the texture was something that NASA added to it. This actually looks like it is applied to the object, and then you have these objects in front of it, which none of them seem to be rockified, as the real Jimmy Roberts would say. These don't even seem to be rock textures added to them. I don't know if they're metallic. I can't see enough shine in this image to call it a metallic texture, but I don't know what it is. And this definitely isn't. So I don't know what this thing is, but this is the shape that it appears to have. It's just like an upside down egg. And of course this texture's going to stretch through here. I apologize for that. It's too much work to get this little bit of texture to wrap around this whole thing right, so when you get to the back it does the same thing. It's going to stretch. But just to be able to show you the shape, that's kind of the shape that it has. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's a dinosaur egg. I don't know. Maybe it's a cryogenic chamber. I don't know. Maybe somebody's still alive in there, and they're being frozen, waiting to be woken up. I have no idea. Anyway, so that's right there, and this is in the image. I went back to and looked these images up on the NASA site, and sure enough, this stuff is there. It's not as clear. Yuri did a really good job of cleaning this up, but it's there. And if this is a rock too, I'll be surprised. That does not look like a rock. Or it's a very oddly shaped rock. Here's some more interesting shapes. And this whole area is just filled with oddly shaped rocks. So, oh yeah, I never even mentioned this one. This one's standing up right here. This thing is standing up out of the ground, standing straight up. Now, was it a piece of this one? Maybe that wind eroded away the rest of it? I don't know. But this thing is and you can see it's in front of this rock. Okay, part of this rock is actually obscured by this thing because it's standing up. I wish we could see the shadow. That would, obviously help us to determine that it definitely is standing up and it's not superimposed or something over in front of this rock. But that is definitely, well, I'm about 90% sure that thing is standing straight up. And then I don't know what this is in front of it. I wanted to take more time and get this cleaned up, but I got 2 more projects to get done. I wanted to get this video out actually yesterday, but time was starting to run short, and I didn't even get this done until today. Well, actually, you see that better in this image here. This is where I just added more contrast. I lightened the photo a little bit and then added a bunch of, well, not a bunch, but a little bit of contrast. So you can see the egg a little better. You can see that standing up rock, stuff like that. I probably should have used this one for the to look at, but I wanted to show his Gigapan. Yuri Kono, you find him on Mars, I think on the Mars X3D page or the Mars Revealed page. I don't know. I've got several different ones that I follow. The main ones are Dave Gannett's Mars X3D. That one's pretty good. That one's really good. And then the Mars Revealed is also another one that's really good. And I love both those. And then YouTube channels that I follow are Art Alien, Mars Anomalies, and the Real Jimmy Roberts one, and stuff like that. Those are people I just love following them. I check out their videos as much as I can. But all right, not to make this too long, you guys have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one.